Hi, my name is Rick Carr. I own a CareBuilders at Home franchise in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I've had this office since August of 2012. I've been with this organization actually since 1994, starting with them with ATC Healthcare, and together we created this other opportunity in franchising called CareBuilders at Home. I chose a senior care home care business because there's a tremendous opportunity demographically in our country for servicing people with disabilities or those who are elderly and can't take care of themselves anymore. The cost of entry in this business is relatively low compared to the tremendous upside and an opportunity that we can get in sales when we compare this to other industries. And finally, it's a rewarding type of work where we're able to make a difference in people's lives, make a living, and benefit mutually with what we do. I like the CareBuilders at Home franchise model because of the back office support they're able to provide me. Compared with other home care franchises, the day-to-day operation of what we do, we interact with corporate every day. I use their services as an extension of my own office, and I treat the people who perform those functions just like my own employees. And they treat me the same way as their employer, and they do what we need to have done in order to fulfill whatever function it might be. The functions they provide are payroll, billing, and accounting functions primarily, but they also provide us with human resources guidance, legal guidance, and clinical guidance. They help us with unemployment claims. They help us with workers' comp claims. All of these things I don't have to have expertise in. Well, the future for the senior care market and for CareBuilders specifically, for me, I think is tremendous. Demographically, I look at what we see as what we know as the baby boomers. Baby boomers were born in 1946. In 2 years, they become 70 years old. Interestingly, between 1946 and 1957, every year there were more childbirths in the United States than the previous year. So as I calculate, for the next 13 to 15 years, there are going to be more people turning 70 years old than the previous year. So the future for me, just in the next 15 years, is the demand is going to be tremendous. And I don't think that there's going to be enough facilities and beds in these facilities to support this type of population. So the obvious choice is to remain in the home and get their services there. The people at CareBuilders at Home corporate office have been tremendously helpful in developing my office in Pittsburgh. They've always been cooperative. They've taken input from me to perfect what they can provide to us. They've always asked me for input on what we can do better in our scheduling system, and the payroll system, and the invoicing system. I'm a relatively new office with them. I actually am the first office they've had, so we have learned together, but they've been tremendously cooperative in every step of the way. And like I indicated earlier, they do treat me like the people I use treat me like I'm their employer, and I treat them like they're an employee of mine, and they're a true extension of my office. Other home care franchises don't necessarily have that day-to-day interaction with their franchisor. This is a unique relationship that I value. I think the attributes that are necessary to be successful in a senior home care business are definitely being a people person. Our customer is a person. Our product is a person. And because people are all imperfect, it helps to have a spiritual view of this world, knowing that we won't always be able to provide everything to everybody. And most importantly, we want to be able to fulfill the promises that we make. And Equally importantly, we want to know which promises we can't make. If you're considering a senior care franchise, depending on the state you live in, you should research what licensure requirements there might be in your state. Some states don't require licensure for non-medical home care, and I think those states have the best opportunity, because eventually, my opinion is that all states will require licensure even in non-medical home care. So it would be better now to get into that business and be grandfathered in when these compliance regulations come through. In particular, I see California and South Carolina, two states that don't require licensure, as being a great opportunity, and I also think that those states will require licensure eventually. So if you have an opportunity to get into a CareBuilders franchise in either one of these states, I highly recommend it. I'm in Pennsylvania. Licensure requirements are not so stringent that it's a barrier to entry. It takes about a month or two to get the license, and the CareBuilders franchise is very helpful in securing that franchise. But most importantly, research what you're doing in your own state, what licensure requirements there might be, and understand that you can't start your business until you have that license. Well, if you're set your mind on the senior care home care franchise, and you want to compare CareBuilders at Home to other home care franchisors, find out from those other franchisors what role they play in protecting you as the franchisee from potential liabilities for the services that you provide. Check into what support they might be able to offer you with unemployment claims and workers' comp claims. Most of the time I'm finding that these other home care franchisors don't offer any type of support when it comes to these areas. CareBuilders at Home offers us support in all these areas. They shield us from potential liabilities in the home. They help us and assist us in processing unemployment claims and workers' comp claims. And they are the employer of record for the employees we send into the home. Another thing that I might suggest if you're considering a home care franchise in your market is to run a short ad for home caregivers or maybe a scheduler who's experienced in home care, and ask them questions you might have of the market that you're thinking about getting into. Tell them you're opening an office in the area and you're looking for quality staff to help support that office, and ask them any of those questions you might have about what potential there might be in the office or what potential there might be in your market. They might be able to provide you with valuable information.